Okay guys, so nandito tayo sa panibagong topic natin. So although hindi siya kasama sa curriculum natin, ay i-discuss ko about the Flutter programming. Again, if you are about to develop a web application, you are required to develop also a Android application. Unless na lang kung yung web apps niyo is merong kasamang Arduino or hardware. Or such as, meron kayong Raspberry Pi. You are not required to create an Android application. But if you are developing a web application, you are required to develop an Android application. So, yan yung rules ko nung unang-una pa lang. So, with this, para makagawa kayo, I'm going to discuss about the very basic of Flutter programming. So, this is a Dart programming. So, i-discuss ko about the installation, configuration. I'm going to discuss also the Android anatomy. And we are going to create our first Android application. About the Flutter structure or Flutter project structure. We're going to discuss also about stateful and stateless widget, the layouts in Flutter, and some widgets also in Flutter, and the usage of pub.dev library. So, unahin muna natin ang installation. So, head up to your Google Chrome. So, syempre, sa Google Chrome, search lang natin ang Visual Studio Code. Okay, pag na-search na natin si Visual Studio Code, kuhain natin yung download link mismo, yung unang-una. So, ano ba yung yan? So, it will depends on what is the operating system of your computer. Kung kayo Windows, ay di syempre Windows. But if not, ay di syempre, pili kayo ng platform dito. It's either Mac OS or you are under Linux operating system. But since in my case, I'm using Windows, I'm going to download or click the download button. So, once na download ko na yan, syempre, ay i-install ko na siya. Next is, we need to consider about the SDK Flutter. Consider na na-download ko na, no? And then, click natin itong Download Flutter SDK made by Google. Okay. And then, get started. Again, i-download na muna natin ay Visual Studio Code and then itong Flutter SDK. Click lang natin yung get started. Mabagal. Internet ko. Yan. And then, pag nandun na tayo sa get started page, we need to consider again our operating system or yung platform natin. So, in my case, I'm using Windows and then, i-discuss nito ano ba yung mga system requirements, yan, nandyan. And then, we need to download this one, Flutter Windows 2.5.3 Stable SDK. In my case, na-download ko na rin siya. And next, we're going to do is, install natin si VS Code. Okay. VS Code. Nalagay. Okay. Si VS Code. Then, accept. So, no more typical installation. This is just a typical installation. Wala naman masyadong dapat mabuhin. Okay? Yung mabilis ang installation natin. Okay, and then, i-set up naman natin itong ating Flutter SDK. So, simple lang, open lang natin yung downloaded natin na SDK. Once na na-open na natin siya, we're going to extract that. Ito mismong folder na to, i-extract natin kay C. So, ito yan. Nasa na ba si C natin? Okay. Extract natin siya kay C. Dito na nga lang. And then, copy lang natin yan. Drag lang natin yan papunta doon. So, magka-copy siya papunta doon. So, habang nagka-copy yan, ang sunod natin gagawin is i-edit natin ang ating system environment. So, paano ba natin i-edit? Open lang natin ng start menu and then we will type env. So, lalabas itong edit the system environment variables. Okay. Pag nandiyan na tayo, just head up to advanced tab. Ito yon. And then, environment variable. So, pag nandiyan na tayo, navigate dito sa path, patatlong line, and then double tap. And then, click new. And then, itatype natin is uppercase na C, and then colon, backslash, and then lowercase Flutter. So, since nakalagay yung ating Flutter SDK sa loob ng folder na C, which is ito yung kinakopy natin ngayon. Ito. Ito yun. Kinakopy natin dito sa Flutter na yan. And then, we're going to add more. Wait. We're going to add bin. Okay. So, ang reason kung bakit natin inilalagay yan diyan is we need to register our SDK or our the SDK nga in our system environment para makilala siya mismo ng ating computer. So, yan, okay na natin. Then, okay. So, habang nagka-copy siya, open na natin si VS Code. And then, yan. Open natin si VS Code and then, punta tayo dito sa extension. And then, we're going to search Flutter. Okay. And then, yung unang-unang lalabas ay i-install nyo siya. So, uninstall ko muna to para makita nyo, no? Yan, uninstall na siya. Then, install natin. Okay, once na na-install na yan, we're going to restart our VS Code. Close ko siya, and then open ko na. So, as of this moment, hindi pa tayo pwede mag-start ng ating Flutter program. Kasi, hindi pa nakakopy or hindi pa na-extract ang ating SDK. For the meantime, I'm going to discuss about the Flutter, why Flutter or what is Flutter. So, Flutter is a Google UI toolkit for developing a beautiful, natively compiled application for mobile, for web, desktop, or even embedded devices for a single code base. So, hindi na to kagaya nung typical na pinag-aaralan natin about the PHP. We need to learn about the HTML, and also we need to learn about the JavaScript or other framework. So, since the Flutter framework is designed to develop a different platforms such as mobile, it's either it doesn't matter if the mobile is running an Android application or an Android operating system or even iOS by Apple or even the BlackBerry OS. Walang problema doon. It doesn't matter. You can develop for them, and also you can create a web application or web apps using Flutter or even desktop application. And you can also use Flutter to develop embedded devices, such as kung wari gusto nyo magawa ng mga automation, such as yung sa mga smart home automation, pwede yon. Pwede natin gamitin si Flutter doon. In that case, we can consider that Flutter is for all. Actually, not for all kasi Flutter cannot handle big data. Flutter is always dependent on its library. Hindi siya nakadepende. So, syempre, kung walang tayong magandang library, it cannot handle big data. But, if there is library out there na kaya mag-handle ng big data, we can use that. So, yun. So, madaming reason kung bakit natin i-consider sa Flutter. Next, one of the reason is, yung advantage kasi in Flutter is fast development. You can paint your apps to life in milliseconds with a stateful hot reload. Simple lang, pag nag-code tayo, Control S natin, makikita na natin. Nandun na sa ating emulator if we are using emulator or if we directly using our Android apps or our Android application. Or we can use also our web browser. Siyempre, pag kinontrol S natin at nakarun tayo, automatic yung ginawa natin magre-reflect agad dun sa ating emulator. Okay. Additional, expressive and flexible UI. Bakit kaya nasabing expressive? Siyempre, quickly ship features with focus on native and user experience. Flutter uses material concept or material design. Layered architectures allows for full customization, which results in incredibly fast rendering and expressive and flexible design. So, siyempre, you are using your mobile phone, which is yung Android operating system natin is based on material design, which is fast and fluid. So, we can say that this is expressive and flexible UI. Next, native performance. Flutter widgets incorporate all critical platforms. Differences such as scrolling, navigation, icon, and fonts. And your Flutter code is compiled to native ARM machine using the Dart native compiler. So, this one is quite bit confusing. Bakit kaya naging confusing ito? Kasi sabi dito native performance. So simple lang 'yon. because we have a different framework out there, such as React Native. So we can develop Android application also with React Native or even iOS application. But the performance of that is not similar to the native environment of, or what are the default coding platform in a specific operating system or the target operating system. For example, we are about to develop an iOS app, which means to say we need to study about the Swift. But with Flutter, you don't need to study that. Just study Flutter and Dart, and you can develop that. And also in React Native. But when we compare the performance of that two framework, React Native versus Flutter, we can consider that Flutter is more close with the native programming language, such as yung for iOS and also for Android, which is Java and Kotlin. So hindi masyadong lalayo unlike kay React Native. So si React Native, for your information lang po, is developed by Facebook, while si Flutter is developed by Google. So sobrang daling gamitin ni Flutter and marami tayong dapat matutunan about Flutter. Okay. So check natin kung tapos na yung ating transfer ng or yung extraction ng ating ano. So ito na 'yon. So ang laman nito ay ito lang para lang malaman nyo, no? Baka mamaya mamali. So ito lang yung laman ng ating Flutter folder. So we have here, ito yung bin, which is the default SDK. Okay. We are now moving forward to our Android anatomy or Android UI or user interface anatomy. So I'm going to discuss the very famous and the very basic UI or anatomy of an Android application. First, we have the app bars or app bar. The top bar or top application bar displays information and action relating to the current screen. So yun ang kita nyo ngayon, ito yung tinatawag natin na app bar. So yan, wait ha. Okay. So ito yung Android app bar natin, ano? Ito yung top bar, ito yung karaniwang nakikita sa taas. So if you are familiar with the Google or Gmail, if you're using that, and also yung ating Play Store, Facebook, ano pa ba? Ano pa ba mga apps ang gumagamit ng app bar? Play Store, Gmail, YouTube are also using app bar. So kung mapapansin nyo, meron sila dong yung title, yung logo, yung picture, yung mga action button. So meron siyang ganun. So I'm going to discuss mamaya pagdating natin kay bottom, iisa-isahin natin yun. Ano? Okay, next. The app bar bottoms. So ang app bar bottom is display the navigation and key action at the bottom of the mobile screen. Ibig sabihin sa baba daw. The bottom app bars provide access to bottom navigation drawer and up to 4 icons, including the floating action button or yung ating tinatawag na pub button. So ito yon. So almost similar to the ating yung top bar is we have different parts of the bar. So we have the container, yung pinaglalagyan lahat ng icon natin or ng ating element or ng widget. We have the navigation control drawer or navigation drawer control, yung number 2. Ito yon. So depende sa atin kung anong gusto nating ilagay dito, but most likely ang nakalagay dyan ay navigation drawer. So yon. Similar do sa ating Gmail, pag click natin yung itong navigation drawer control do sa upper part is magdi-display ang tinatawag nating navigation drawer. Later i-discuss ko siya. We have the floating action button. You can check on your Gmail application ha. The floating action button is almost similar with the compose button, yung naka-float doon. So ito pwede nating i-position, it's either left, center, or right. Pwede siyang i-move doon. We have the action icon. The action icon ay pwede natin palitan kung whatever, kung ano man ang gusto natin. Pwedeng search or pwede nating ipasa yung intent papunta sa ibang class or sa ibang page or file. And next, we have the overflow menu control. This overflow menu control is pwede siyang magkaroon ng menu. Pag tinap natin nga, pwede tayo mag-add ng listed menu. Also similar with floating action button, pwede din tayong maglagay ng menu pa sa kanya. Halimbawa, gusto natin maglagay pa ng 3 button sa kanya. Pag click natin yun, or menu, pwede natin lagyan. It depends on the programming language na gagamitin natin. Okay, next. We have also the bottom navigation. Ito yung advantage ni bottom navigation. Bottom navigation bars displayed 3 to 5 destination of the bottom of the screen. Each destination is represented by an icon and an optional text label. Okay. It's almost similar with the bottom apps or bottom application. Ang difference nga lang with this one is you are not allowed, or hindi naman totally not allowed. You can add also the pub or yung ating pub button, yung tinatawag na floating action button. But parang pangit na siyang tingnan kasi tingnan nyo naman, So it's almost similar with the bars. Yan, almost similar. But this one is uses different structure na kasi kung mapapansin nyo sa loob ng container, meron tayong inactive at active icon. So, syempre, makikita nyo naman kung alin yung active icon at saka yung inactive. At this point, pag gagawin natin siya mamaya is, we will use a library. Pwede tayong gumamit ng library gamit yung mga pinost ko dun sa Google Classroom. Okay. We're moving forward to the navigation drawer. So, navigation drawer naman na tinatawag natin is, it provides access to destination in your application. The navigation drawer provides access to the destination and the app functionality, such as switching account. They can either be permanently on the screen or controlled by navigation menu icon. So, ito na yun. Ito yung navigation menu icon. Ito yun, yung pwede yung sinasabi niya. And they can be either, navigation drawers are recommended for apps with 5 or more top-level destination, apps with 2 or more level navigation hierarchy, quick navigation between unrelated destination. Halimbawa, gusto nyo mag-add ng menu. Nasa sa inyo yun. Pansinin nyo na lang yung yung ating Google application, yung Gmail. Pwede tayo, most likely, nandun yung related, but we can add also not related, such as halimbawa, yung Google Calendar, hindi naman related na yun sa Gmail So, yun. So, here is the anatomy for navigation drawer. Kung mapapansin nyo, the number one is the container wherein consists na lahat yung header, divider, active text and overlay, and active text again, inactive text, and subtitle. So, ang subtitle ay ito, number 7. We can also add icon sa mga yan, we can use several or napakarami, like Cupertino or ano pa bang pwede nating gamiting icon publisher. Madami, napakarami. So, pwede tayo mag-search sa internet kung ano gusto natin gamitin. Kung gusto nyo gamitin yung Cupertino, ay dinasa sa inyo, but we can use several. Napakadami niya sa internet. Pwede natin i-integrate kay Flutter. Next, last. I think this is the last. We have the backdrop. A backdrop appears behind all the other surface in the application, displaying contextual and actionable content. A backdrop is composed of 2 surfaces, the back layer and the front layer. The back layer displays action and context, and this control and inform the front layer context. So, pag nag-navigate tayo doon, napupunta, or nag-click tayo sa back layer, nagkakaroon ng epekto sa front layer usually. So, ito yon. We have here, ito yung component natin. Number 1 is back layer, yun sa taas. Pag click natin yan, ay di magkakaroon tayo ng front layer. Okay. So, pwede tayong gumamit ng list para makapag-add tayo ng item doon sa ating front layer. Okay, so I hope na-gets na yung ating Android UI anatomy. So, yan lang yung pinaka-basic, but we can search more about the anatomy of Android application. Next, in the next video, I'm going to discuss or I'm going to create the very first application under Flutter. But for the meantime, extra ko muna to kasi medyo magtatagal, mahihirapan ako mag-extract ng video.